What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James from Mint Hunter Comics, and today I'm going to tell you a story that is just going to make you sad. Guys, something happened to me last weekend that I can't get out of my head. I've told this story this entire week. It's all I can think about. My friends told me, dude, you got to make a video about this. So here I am. I'm going to tell you a little something about the time I got swindled out of $500,000. So I went to the flea market last week, and I actually go every weekend. I also look at yard sales all over the place. The probability of comics being at yard sales is really low. However, I was driving out to Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and I came across a yard sale at a farmhouse. Big sign that said park in the grass. I parked in the grass, walked up, had my mask on and everything, came up to this farm. This farm looks like so removed from the rest of the world. It looks like the kind of houses of people that don't even have TVs. Like I said, you never find comics at yard sales, but it never hurts to ask. So I asked this girl, do you have any comics? She calls her father over and says, hey, do we have any comics left? I'm like, oh shit, they actually have comics. This big redneck 50-year-old looking dude comes over to me and says, you know what? We sold all the comics yesterday. Where were you? So I'm like, all right. Oh, that's too bad. What'd you have? Anything good? And the guy says to me, oh, I had all those Spider-Man, the hero. I said, oh, you had Spider-Man? The Spider-Man? This guy proceeds to tell me that he had all the original Spider-Mans. He said, oh, I think it's Spider-Man 1 through 80. He said his grandfather collected throughout the 60s. So I was like, wait, so you sold Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 80 yesterday? He says to me, yeah, some guy gave me $100 for them. $100? Keep in mind, guys, that's first appearance of Green Goblin, Harry Osborn, Mary Jane, Vulture, Sandman, Doc Ock, anybody that's important. So get this. This guy thought it was so unimportant. He says, Pops never read it anyway. He just put it in a safe. A safe? So wait, you're telling me you had Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 80 unread and in a safe since the 60s. Apparently, Pops, the grandfather, had kept it to give to a gift to his grandchildren. But the guy I met gave it to his daughter, and the daughter was completely not interested. She couldn't care less about these old-looking magazines. So, this 50-year-old redneck proceeds to tell me that he's like, yeah, well, they were only worth, what was on the cover. He was looking at the dollar sign from the 60s, so 15 cents, 20 cents. Someone gave him $100 for Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 80, unread, untouched since the 60s, had been kept in a safe, meaning no dust damage, no light damage, nothing. And I think he could tell because I was starting to go white. I was looking pale as a ghost, and I told him, do you know what you just got rid of? By this point, he was starting to look a little bit nervous, like, have I been swindled? Yeah, you did, dude. I didn't want to totally ruin his life, but I did let him know, oh my god, man, you got rid of thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Guy was visibly upset at this point. I was saying, do you have the guy's number? Can you give him a call? This guy was scrambling. Nope. The guy paid in cash and left the day before I came. So for shits and giggles, I went on Go Collect to see what the value of what he lost out was. I plugged in Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 80, individually went in. I judged everything based off of a 9.0. Because it said untouched, unread, I have to imagine that they were untouched, unread. They could have been even higher than a 9.0. Who knows? But to keep it fair, I went off of a 9.0. This guy, for $100, got rid of $527,870 worth of original Spider-Man comics. So what if those comics were even higher than 9.0 and it had Amazing Fantasy 15? Because this guy had no idea what that was. He would have given well over $1 million away. And guys, I was one day late. This type of thing doesn't happen anymore. Everyone knows. Everyone's connected. They know Spider-Man's in the movies. They know he's popular. Things like this can't happen anymore with the internet and everything. No, this guy was so removed from the rest of the world that he truly thought that the comics his grandfather kept from the 60s, original Spider-Mans, were completely worthless, and he gave them away for $100, and I missed it.
Do not tell me to relax!
So, guys, I want you to write in the comments, what would you have done if you had arrived there Saturday instead of Sunday when I did? Would you swindle this guy out and only pay $100? Would you tell him what everything's worth? Would you make a deal with him and then go sell the comics and then come back and give him a portion? I feel ethically, I don't know if I would have been able to just get all that from this poor guy for $100 and leave. I don't think I could. $500,000 to potentially over $1 million? Guys, that's life-changing. I'm buying myself a house. I could pay off my parents' mortgage. You know, a lot of us are in the industry. You know, we flip comics and we make $10, $20 at a time. Imagine coming across $500,000 to $1 million. So guys, it's all I can think about this whole week. It's all that's going on through my mind. Let me know what you think about this. I think this is one of the last few times this can even happen in the United States. Stuff like this, it's just impossible. People will go 30 to 40 years of collecting and never hear a story like this, and it happened to me last Sunday. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that. I think I'm going to go lay down and cry.